nature, gunas, this whole world does not recognize me, who am above them and imperishable. Shri Krishna expresses his sorrow in this verse and expresses his identity. The word idam is used. The word idam is used, and that means that this whole world and everything that we see around us is deluded. Shri Krishna said that he gave birth to these three modes of nature, as we saw from that diagram, and that these three modes of nature are residing and are prevalent in the world. If I were to give a simple example, then let's say that a father earns money and gives some money to his son to look after. The son is so involved in using that money that he does not know, he doesn't recognize his father. God gave birth to the three modes of nature, and this whole game of life runs because of these three modes of nature. All the pleasures in this world are as a result of these threefold modes of sattva, goodness, rajas, passion, and dharma, dullness. Every activity we perform is as a result of the threefold modes of sattva, goodness, rajas, passion, and tamas, dullness. If these threefold modes of sattva, rajas, and tamas goes away, then all these activities would stop. Therefore, these threefold modes were created for you, and yet God says that he knows the world, but the world does not recognize him. Look at God's understanding and knowledge, and at the same time look at God's sorrow. How much would the father in example get hurt that the son has become so involved in spending the father's hard-earned money that the son does not recognize the father and does not even look at the father? God created this world and gave rise to the threefold modes of sattva, goodness, rajas, passion, and dharma, dullness, and the whole world is so involved and deluded by these threefold modes that they do not even recognize God, who is above them and imperishable. The whole world does not even look at the same God, and this is God's sorrow. Why then did God create the threefold modes of sattva, rajas, and tamas, goodness, passion, and dullness? The son in the example can say that my father, did my father give me money? It's only because the father gave the son money that the son formed a habit of spending the money, going to hotels, staying up in the early hours of the morning, dancing at nightclubs, and not being able to wake up early the next morning. When a son wakes up the next day at 10 a.m., then his father has already left for work to his factory with his lunchbox. The son goes to college and hangs about with his friends, and then when the son comes down, comes back home, then his father is asleep. The father and son never see each other, so why did the father give his son this money? This is what the son would ask. The son may say that it's the father's fault for giving him money, and if the father had not given the son money, the son would not be able to do all of this. God says, is that so, son? I gave birth to all of you, and if it was not there, then what would all your life be like? There is the mode of tamas, dullness, but if it was not there, tamas is basically idleness. The three modes, sattva is goodness, your willingness to do good things. Rajas is your covetousness, your thing of chasing after objects, chasing after things. And tamas is just pure laziness and dullness and darkness. But if it wasn't there, then you would not be able to sleep without tamas. That's why tamas is, even though it's dullness, it's necessary because you need it in order to sleep. If there was no sleep, then what would you do? There's so much fun in sleeping. If it was not there, what would you do? This is the mode of, you have the mode of rajas, passion, so that you're attracted to all, you're passionate towards an object, a person, a state, a thought, or circumstance. Rajo, ragatmakam, niddhi in life. But if there was no attraction or no passion, then you would just sit there like a stone and not be attracted to anyone. There would be nothing and there would be no fun in life. God has created these threefold modes of nature so that our lives can be beautiful. Then people say that the Maya, illusion that God really creates bondages for people, and that's why they're so stuck in Maya. God created these threefold modes of nature, and within these threefold modes, individual souls begin their activities. But these individuals get so stuck in these activities that this is called Maya, illusion, the topic of this class. If I were to use an example, the same example above, then the son may say that as soon as the father began giving him the money, and as soon as his group was set up, now the son cannot go without going to his group of friends. How can the son get out of the group And how, in the same way, how can individual souls become free from this Maya illusion? The son may say that even if he tells the group that he doesn't want to go with them, then the people in the group will keep telephoning him to come back, or they will stage his cars outside the building and keep honking their horns to tell him to come back. And therefore, the son feels as he has to go back to that group. The son says that he cannot stop himself from going back. In the same way, this Maya illusion of God keeps tying us to the material world. We ask God to do something about this Maya illusion. God tells us to read the next verse if you want to do something about Maya illusion. Verse 14.